boys and girls, and welcome back after a wonderful half term. I hope you enjoyed the break. I hope you managed to get some rest, that you did no schoolwork, no homework, but more importantly that you've spent the time with your loved ones. The theme of the week this week is love, and I want to start off this assembly by reading you 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4 to 8. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it is not rude. It is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never ever fails. Firstly, I want us to have a look at what does it mean to be patient and kind. So you know that moment when somebody has said something to you or has done something extremely hurtful to you and your adrenaline is really pumping. Your flesh is trying to scream out of you and all you want to do is shout at the top of your lungs and get that anger out. That is where patience and kindness is coming in. It's more than just being calmly or standing calmly in a line. It is waiting calmly when people are actually out of line and when people are treating you in the wrong way. Do you think we can really be kind and patient when we're being tested? How do you think we endure displeasure for a long time? And how can we respond to that in kindness? There's so much that happens in the world, and I know for each one of us, all of us have our own story and all of us are going through our own challenges in our lives. But how can we use patience and kindness to treat people with that kindness back? You know that saying that goes, kill people with kindness. What can we do to instill that kindness in us? Well, true kindness is having a merciful attitude towards someone even though they've wronged us. It's looking at something from the other person's perspective and how that person might potentially have seen or think about a situation before they reacted. One of the most important questions to ask yourself is, how can love contribute in our everyday? How can we take today's theme of the week and make sure that this gets contributed to our everyday lives? Well, firstly, love starts with family. You know, at Chertsey High School, we refer to ourselves as the Chertsey family, and it's so true. From the moment each one of you stepped through these doors at Chertsey High School, we've said that we love you. We love one another. It doesn't mean that things are always easy. It doesn't mean that we don't have difficult conversations, but love is all around us here in our Chertsey High building. Hence the reason why we miss you so desperately during this COVID pandemic. Secondly, self-worth of love, or love yourself. I think it must be such a difficult time for anyone growing up as a teenager during these circumstances that we are finding ourselves in. It is one of those really hard times where I think we are critical over ourselves, we are critical towards one another. Social media is everywhere. You can click a button and there is something that pops up of how you should look, what you should say, what you should wear, what the perfect image of someone is. And for me, I have a big problem with that, because boys and girls, each one of you are made unique. Each one of you are bringing a different quality to life. Each one of you have been made with love and care and are here for a purpose. And none of you should ever think anything less of yourself. The last one is a love called agape. So this for me is the most important one, apologies. Agape love is selfless. It's undeserving and it's generous. It's the kind of love that makes people want to volunteer for jobs that nobody else wants to do. It's the kind of love that is concerned for the needs of the vulnerable, the lonely, the weak, and people that nobody wants to care for. agape love, according to Christians, is the type of love illustrated that God has for us. Christians believe that God loves people despite the fact that they are often imperfect, disobedient, untrustworthy, and unlikable. So there you go, the 3 loves that I think we can use during our everyday lives. It's love of family, the love for yourself or your self-worth, and then finally the most important one, which is the agape love, which is what we at Chertsey High School strive to do, which is being there for one another no matter what. Important question. Why is this theme so important for us? Why do we need to have love as a theme of the week? Well, firstly, expressing your love and affection motivates others to continue to do the same for you. Secondly, what better way is there to demonstrate your commitment, your dedication, and your loyalty to other people by showing them love and kindness? And then lastly, loving others also allows you to open up yourself to another person and discover your inner capacity for pure and unconditional love. We've spoken a little bit about agape love, but how can we demonstrate agape love in a modern world? Firstly, listen. It's so important that we are there for one another and listen to one another. I know we are all busy, I know we all have our things that we need to get on with in life, but if you see a friend or a colleague and you can see that they just need that ear to listen, be that ear for them. Respect differences. We, as I said earlier, we're all born with our own unique qualities. None of us are the same. We should all be different in our own ways. So let's respect those differences from one another. Ask people, him or her, their opinion. Ask their opinion about what they think. Remember, your opinion is not necessarily the only opinion. There can be loads of opinions around the world. So listen to people's opinions and ideas. Be honest if there's a problem. Don't just always think that your version of a story is the only version. Be honest with yourself and be honest if there's a problem. Admit that. Admit to say, actually, I've done wrong. Don't make assumptions. All of us, I said this earlier as well, all of us are going through our own challenges in life. All of us have a story that we go home to. Let's not assume just by looking at someone that you know what is going on in their lives, in their heart. Instead of judging someone, let's rather be that ear to listen for them. Let's give them that compassion they need and that empathy. Be humble and teachable. I think one of the best qualities that we could have as a Chertsey High family is to be humble and always to be teachable. We can always learn. Every single day there's something that we can learn. I'm not just talking about your schoolwork. I'm talking about what we can learn in life from one another. We can learn so much from one another, and I truly believe that if we take on all these different qualities that we can learn from one another, we can definitely make a positive contribution to the world out there. And then the last one I want to share with you, which is a little bit of a tricky one. Forgive even if reconciliation is not necessarily possible. Forgiveness is, for me, one of the purest forms of love. In order to really move on with your life, in order to have a life filled with love, you need to be able to forgive. Forgive those people that might have said something wrong or have done something wrong in their lives. I can guarantee you, a year later, or maybe even just a month later, if you look back at a situation, those people that might have said something wrong or have done something wrong will regret what they've done. Forgiveness is so incredibly important, and you can't move on with your life if you don't forgive. All right, we can't have the theme of the week, love, and not talk about how we can show love during COVID. So let's think about a couple of examples how we can show and demonstrate love during COVID. Firstly, send a motivational text to someone who is struggling. I think we've all kind of learned our ways through social media and through texting during the global pandemic. So let's use that to good force and send someone you love a message. Secondly, arrange a time to watch a film at the same time as your friend. I've tried that over half term and it was so much fun. We just scheduled the same time and we agreed what movie we would watch, and then afterwards, after the movie, you give your friend a call, you enjoy a virtual popcorn together, and you talk about the lessons that you've learned through the film. Reach out to call a friend or a family member or neighbor who is experiencing isolation or loneliness. Really think about those people that you know might be on their own or might not have family members around them. Take 5 minutes out of your day and give them a call, see how they are doing, reach out to them, because I can promise you that will make the world of a difference for them. Now the next one is easier said than done, and that is help with a household chore at home. You would be amazed to know how much your mum and dad will appreciate it if you could help them out, tidy your room, do the dishes, who knows, even making or cooking dinner for mum and dad. And then lastly, give praise to your friend or something or someone for whatever they've done that was right on that particular day. Getting praise from those people around you and those people that mean the most to you could really brighten up someone's life. So there you go, 5 quick guides to what we can do during COVID to demonstrate love. I hope it helps. Boys and girls, I really hope that you found this theme of the week message this week useful. I want us to really go out this week and demonstrate what love means for us as a Chertsey High family. Love is one of our 3 core values, and it is there for a reason. It's there because as a Chertsey family, we cannot continue without love in our hearts and without showing that love and that compassion to those people around us. So please, please, please take this theme of the week in your heart this week and go and sprinkle some love dust everywhere you go. Now, before we go, I want us to reflect on 2 questions. The one thing I want us to reflect on is how can we respond with love towards those who have wronged us? It's hard. I think it's a really difficult question. You know, for those people that might have done something or said something wrong against us, you know, how do we respond to that? Yes, I mentioned forgiveness earlier on, but your immediate response to someone's actions, how can we respond in love? The second one I want you to think about is, and this is a little bit of a self kind of reflection and some honesty that you need to think about, is would the people in your life describe you as having a love is patient and a love is kind attitude? Just think about that for a moment for me. You know, when you go about your business every day, you know, when we are back in school, hopefully not too long, will people look at you and will they be saying, yes, you know what, Sam is walking down the corridors and Sam is displaying everything about love is patient, love is kind. When we are out in the community and you know, you put on your Chertsey High blazer on and you're walking proudly through Chertsey High School, people be saying, you know what, the one quality that you can say about the Chertsey High community is that they always display love is patient and love is kind. Boys and girls, I'm not saying this is easy. I'm definitely not saying having a heart filled with love and compassion is always the easy way. It's definitely not. And, you know, forgiving people for what they've done against you and sometimes just forcing yourself to just see the good in everything around you is not always easy. But I can guarantee you that is what we are here to do. We are here to spread that love. We are here to make this world, as cheesy as it sounds, a better place. And we can only do that if we have love and patience in our hearts. So I hope this is a message that you can take with you for this week. I miss you absolutely dreadfully. I know you don't want to hear it and I don't really care. I miss you. This wonderful, incredible building is waiting for you. it's not great without you, because this is not our ordinary, and we miss our ordinary. So I'll keep praying that we can see each other soon, but in the meantime, go and sprinkle that love dust, and remember, you are part of a very, very big, much loved Chertsey High family. Have a great week. Bye.